The next morning, Olamide realized that Mr. Oke, Olamide's landlord, shared a trait with Eshu. Both could fold chaos neatly into an envelope. The chaos Mr. Oke had brought this time was the rent increase. Triple rent increase. Of all the unpleasant surprises this week, this one hits hardest. Was the rent because Mr. Oke wanted to frustrate him out of the house? Probably. After all, he had always been late with payments. But Olamide couldn't risk testing that theory. Instead of knocking Mr. Oke's bowed head in frustration, an idea that crossed his mind more than once. He begged. Oh, he begged. Mr. Oke said the increase in rent was caused by economic realities, and Olamide must make a decision before the end of the week. Yep, it was Thursday, but he had less than 2 days to figure it out. The urge to scream was almost overwhelming. He wanted to talk to someone, anybody, even the gods would do, but he didn't. He knew his friends were probably dealing with their own messes. And the gods? A big, fat, cosmic no. The silence wasn't comforting. It was a vacuum where even frustration echoed. He didn't miss the gods. No, never. But for a moment, he wondered what they had say if he called. The office buzzed like an overcrowded Danfo bus, with colleagues weaving through desks like overworked commuters. It was only 9 a.m., but chaos had already clocked in. Another day, another disaster waiting to happen. That disaster happened soon enough. Kunle's smile at him stopped Olamide the moment he stumbled into the office. Kunle's smile was like a neon sign for trouble. He had seen that smile several times not to know what it meant. It meant trouble. He didn't even get to ask Kunle what was going on before Mrs. Ajayi appeared like a Judgment Day prophet. She dressed so fine. It looks as if she was running for the office. Her expression was the same though, a mix of authority and irritation. Olamide remains impassive, bracing himself for the news. Miss Obi will be staying in the company for a while, and she wanted Ola to be her PA. He would be compensated with an extra half of his monthly pay while he worked the role. Olamide agreed before his brain could protest. What he would have loved to do was to shout till his voice turned hoarse. Someone must be fucking with his life. How come the only way he could make money at that moment was something he would rather not do? Olamide felt like he was playing hide and seek with pandemonium, and he was losing. Like yesterday, the room falls into a hush as every employee suddenly finds something the moment Adeora came in. This created a shift in energy and in turn invited Mrs. Ajayi's usual stern expression replaced by a tight sycophantic smile. After the women exchanged greetings, Adaora waved that Olamide followed her. Olamide could say his first day as Adaora's PA went well. He is holding a stack of papers that Adaora requested 10 minutes ago, papers he now has no way of delivering. From the back of the line, if you don't fix that thing, Big Madam will roast you alive. You think I don't know that? The printer spits out a crumbled sheet of paper, like it's mocking him. BC from HR leans over and whispers conspiratorially, "Just kick it. Sometimes violence works." Olamide eyes the printer like it's a small demon. Under his breath, if I kick this thing, I will end up in IT purgatory. Olamide, I asked for this 10 minutes ago. Is there a problem? Olamide stammers, holding up the crumpled papers from the printer. The printer, it decided to stage a coup. Adaora's eyes narrow slightly, a tone colder than an air-conditioned meeting room. I see. And your backup plan? Backup plan? The gods never mentioned the backup plan. Did she think he had an oracle stashed in his drawer? Olamide looks helplessly at Kunle, who pretends to be engrossed in his monitor. I will get it sorted right now. Adaora gives a curt nod, turning on her heel and walking away. She didn't yell, she didn't threaten. Somehow that was worse. If disappointment were a weapon, Adaora wielded it like a pro. Come in. Olamide places the report on her desk, standing awkwardly as she flips through it. This looks fine, thank you. As he turns to leave, she adds quietly, next time, have a plan. The printer isn't an excuse, it's a variable. She didn't mean it as a compliment, but it felt like one. Maybe, just maybe, he could survive this after all. Good work on this. You will do the same for the next batch tomorrow. Olamide stares at her, unsure if he's hallucinating or if she just said something vaguely positive. Good work? From her? It felt like winning the lottery, except the prize was more work. It wasn't much, but it was something. Maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't crash and burn in this role.